What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Toshi today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 12th day of July. Here we are at about 30.5238 dollars. 7 hours, 44 minutes left in the day. Looking like we are in a prime position to move up any day now, any moment now. We're going to see some absolutely explosive behavior out of Toshi over the coming week, I would expect. If not certainly by the end of this month, right? Looking at this here, you're just forming a higher low. That's all it is, right? Little higher low. That's all, right? Down 4% on the day. Yesterday you were down what 6%. It's the weekend. A little bit of a weekend volatility. That's okay. I wouldn't be surprised if you came up a little bit tomorrow, but if you go lower, it's fine. In fact, I would actually prefer it if you did break out of this trend line, because if you broke out of it, you'll cause some capitulation. People will panic sell just on the fact that you broke out of this trend line, and then that'll be actually a perfect moment to rip from there. Typically these diagonal lines don't really matter, right? Imagine if you sold as soon as we broke out of this trend line. You sold at a very terrible point, didn't you? It's absolutely terrible. Let's see. I mean, imagine if you bought the second that we broke out of this trend line. I mean, to be completely fair, that actually would have been a good moment to buy. But you still, if you bought like the top, thinking, oh, we broke the trend line, then it would have came back down. It's not that simple, is all I'm trying to say. It's really not that simple. And maybe that wasn't a good example. Let's see if I can find a better one. Let's see. Come on, give it. There we go. High here to a high there, right? You see, you broke out of that trend line. What did that do for you? Nothing. Nothing at all, really. I mean, you back tested it for support eventually, but no, it's not that simple. And oftentimes people make the worst decisions at those moments. So make a bad decision, get the market to paper hands, and make bad decisions down here. The big dogs will step up and save the day, and as they always do. And overall, okay, I don't know what's going on here. Overall, the daily RSI does look like it's in a very bullish posturing. I don't like that you've rejected the overbought zone, but that's okay. You've come down enough where any moment now you're probably going to recover, right? You've seen resistance in this area before, found support at the 50, and then inevitably gotten overbought. So you were doing literally these exact same readings before when you were consolidating here. The only difference is here you were consolidating in a kind of like sideways fashion. Here you're consolidating to the upside. So I just think you're absurdly bullish. Go a little bit lower. Do it. I dare you. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame and see what we got going on here. 1 hour time frame. Anybody holding Toshi right now is like, don't say that. Just tell it to go up. Damn it. I want it to go up. Look at the volume on the way up. There was a lot of volume on this way down, actually, right here. To be completely fair, that is a lot of volume right there, but it didn't persist, right? It was at this low. You moved up. It did not persist. Now we're getting some volume coming in as you're dropping lower, but it's lesser volume. I don't think that this thing's going to last long as far as dropping goes. Let's look at this relative low here to this relative high. Come on now. Golden ratio just below there. Yeah, maybe you do drop a little bit lower to 3051 to 3005. I doubt you go below 3005. Okay, if you go below 3005, it's not a big deal. Who cares? Okay, it's okay, but you probably don't. If I had to guess, you probably don't. Looking at the 4 hour time frame here, right at the area that you'd expect to find support. I mean, do you even go lower? Is the 1 hour a false? Am I looking at it wrong? 15 minutes? I don't know. Maybe you move up from here, guys. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you don't go lower. That's a nice bounce. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you don't go lower. Maybe you're just having a weird interaction with that golden ratio. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm taking the wrong fib. Let's see. How about this? Let's look at this overall low to high here. This could be better. I stand by it. I think you go lower. Yeah. I mean, maybe you don't. You didn't find support here, or at least as of now, you haven't found support here. You're so close to the 382. I would think you go down literally right there, 30505. Like, I think we had it perfect right there. And if you go a little bit lower, like if you're at 3049, who cares? It's not a big deal, right? Wick down here, find support, continue to move up afterwards. It's not a big deal. 4 hour RSI right in an area that you'd expect it to find support. But again, if it goes lower, you can find support here. You've done that before. It's okay. Find support at the 35, between here and the 35, whatever. It's really not a big deal, okay? Yeah, little bit lower. I'm sticking with it. I think so. And maybe from here you move up to the 236, and then you come back down. It doesn't have to be today. It doesn't have to be right this minute that you're moving down there. And in fact, you probably do move up a little bit to 3054, and then you probably come down like by Sunday or the beginning of Monday, and then next week that'll be when we start to move up again, right? Still maintaining these higher lows overall. Even if you break out of your diagonal trend line that nobody cares about, right? Even if you break out of this, who cares? You're probably still you'll get a higher low overall, higher than this low, which is higher than this low, right? And be moving up in a matter of no time at all. Looking at this on a daily time frame. Daily time frame. Looking at this here from a low to a high. Golden ratio support breaking above the 382. I doubt that you get down to the 0.5. I doubt that you do go down there, but Maybe in a worst kind of case scenario, you go down to 3044, but I doubt that you're going to get below 3005, or even if you do, just like a little bit below there, but I highly doubt that you get below that area. But who cares what I doubt, right? Doesn't mean that it has to happen. Daily RSI is about to get a lower low. I bet you do get a lower low. You close today a little bit lower, or tomorrow a little bit lower, right? It doesn't have to be today that you move down to 305, but one of these days you close a little bit lower. You'll have a lower low in the RSI with higher lows in the price, hidden bullish divergence. That's a good thing, and you'll continue to rip to the upside. Looking at this on MEXC, we take the, oh, why are you glitching on me here, TradingView? Come on now. Come on, TradingView. You can do it. I believe in you, TradingView. Okay, fib retracement here. High to a low. Golden ratio down to the 236. Up and just below, just right there above the 382. You're probably, yeah, look at that. Perfect. Right the perfect area to find support. Just a little bit lower, right? And then from there, you will go, I think, through the golden ratio. You found resistance once at the golden ratio. Your next attempt, I will say, because you went down to the 236, you stand a chance to find resistance here again. But I'm sticking with the idea that you probably move up to the 786, 886, Toshi. You're probably going to see this. I would think by the end of the month of July, you should be at 2013 to 2017. If not there, then higher. That's my assumption, okay? And do you have to go there just because I assume that? No, but that is my assumption. From a high to a low, 1272, 1618. It's perfect. It is beautiful. It's perfect. Absolutely. And then if we look at this, we take away this fib here. The fact that you've interacted with the 0.5 makes it more likely that you will rip through this golden ratio on the first attempt. And when you rip through the golden ratio on the first attempt, the extensions become even more likely as well. So it just, I think 00137 to 00175, that area by the end of July, it's a good target. It's a good target to have. And if you're not there, it's only because you're at higher levels, not lower levels. Okay, does that make sense? That's my perspective at this point in time. After that, as we get into the end of July, like the very, very end of July, the last days, and getting into August, we should be moving up to new all-time highs and seeing targets that are at a minimum of 0045 to a maximum of 1 cent. Okay, something in this area here. That's my expectation. Yeah. Could you go higher than that? Sure, you could. But I'm thinking here, if we overlay these fibs, you can see 005, like half a cent is a good target, and then 0065, 008, something in this area, maybe 007, 0069, right? Crypto likes to be funny. It's a meme coin. You probably go right to 0069, but time will tell. That's my perspective. That's my opinion. If we're looking at this here from the current price, that would give you a minimum expectation of about an 8x move to a maximum expectation of about a 19, almost a 20x move, and likely my likely zone would be something between about a 15x to a 12x move if I had to bet money on it, right? So I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Take care of yourselves, and just be patient. We're almost there, man. We're almost there. I think we should start to see this thing come alive over the coming weeks. All right, take care. Bye-bye.